everybody, it is Carissa from Fender Garage. We are here in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee at the Grand National F100 show. It is day 3 and yeah, we have an amazing time. Thank you so much to Joe and the Carpenters for all putting this together. You guys are great hosts and this is an amazing show. This is like one of our favorite shows that we go to. Definitely a far trip for us from Arizona to Tennessee, but so worth it for us. We love coming out here and yeah, we got a second to run away from the booth, so we're gonna see if maybe we can catch a few people. We're outside in front of the LeConte Center where there's trucks around this circle, but every year it gets a little bit bigger. So we've got trucks all the way up and down the parking lot this way. They're talking about expanding it that way next year. And then there's a whole inside, which is where you'll find us. But anyway, let's walk around and see what we've got going on. Thank you to everybody who have said such kind, nice words about our videos and stuff. We really appreciate it. And we're re-inspired, so we do kind of need to get it together and bring these back. So we'll see. But yeah, let's walk around. Okay, well, I'm Carissa.
Jeff Leonard.
Jeff Leonard. Well, nice to meet you. Got a beautiful truck. What is this, a 56?
56,
Perfect.
F100.
Okay, well, she said that you got an interesting story about it, so we'd love to hear it.
Okay, my father bought this for me when I was 14. Couldn't even drive. Brought it home, and I've had it ever since. I'm 59 now. It's kind of neat. He's got one, too. Unfortunately, he passed away, but my mom's got the same truck. So we have.
So she kept it?
She kept it.
Perfect.
And then my best friend over there, he's got my grandpa's truck.
Oh.
So all three of us had Ford F100s.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, tell us, so like, what have you done to this truck?
So that's my daughter. That's Peyton sitting inside.
Hi.
That's the reason why we're down here.
Okay.
So pretty much it's all stock. It's kind of rare. It's an F100 long bed.
Oh yeah.
Most of the long beds are 3/4 ton. But all I've done to it, my parents, when I graduated college, they put a new motor in it. That's all I've really done.
That's awesome.
You know, put wheels on it. It's got disc brakes. It's got a pretty wild dash. It's got a digital dash in it.
Okay.
But,
what kind of dash is it?
It's called the Dakota Digital.
Perfect. That's what we use as well.
Oh, okay. It's been neat. Like I said, I've been down here probably 15 or 20 years and driven it down every time.
That's beautiful. Where are you guys from?
Cleveland, Ohio. Oh, Ashtabula, Ohio. It's by Cleveland.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for telling us about your truck. Let's
Great.
go see the interior a little bit.
Thank you.
Hi, Peyton. Are you having a good time?
Yeah, I love this truck.
Aw, she loves this truck. Well, we do too. Thanks for being in our video. Is this one yours?
It is.
Okay, perfect. Well, what's your name?
John Palmer.
John Palmer. And where are you from?
I'm from Winston, Georgia.
Winston, Georgia.
Right
Beautiful.
outside Billerica.
Okay, beautiful. Well, tell us a little bit about this truck.
Well, it's a 70 Ford short bed. It's a total frame off build. I've had every nut, bolt, everything on it off. 2.5 years to put it back together. Got a 408 stroker motor in it, C4 transmission, 9-inch gear, 31 spine, positive traction, TMI interior, and it's my hobby. I just love doing it.
And how long have you had this truck for?
3 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's
I
a
bought
short
it-
time.
I bought it in Charlotte, North Carolina, brought it back to my shop in Winston, and tore it apart.
Beautiful. We finished a 68 in our shop that looks so much like this. It has the same red on there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's beautiful. I love this interior.
But thank you.
What was the hardest part of this truck?
Well, I don't know if they were trouble. They were just several opportunities. Let's put
That's
put
a
it
good
that
answer.
way. And, I don't.
Well, there you
I
go.
can't
That's
really-
a good answer in itself.
Yeah, it's just when you take it as a hobby, you expect to have things that's going to give you a little trouble here and there, but you just work through them. And I've done mechanic. I'll be 72-year-old here in a month or two, and I've done mechanic work about all my life. I just enjoy them.
Yeah, there you go. Well, that's the best part, right?
That's right.
Well, thank you very much. We really appreciate it. Well, hi there. What's your name?
Jason.
Jason. I'm Carissa. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So I see we have a best of class from last year.
Yep.
Beautiful. So tell us a little bit about this truck.
It's a 61, got a 429 Cobra Jet, 5-speed Tremec transmission. Been done since 2015,
How long have you had the truck for?
since we've redone it.
Oh, nice.
Since about 2013.
Any trouble with this truck?
Give us a little trouble when we got here.
Oh yeah? Did it? How far of a drive do you go?
We come from Dahlonega, Georgia. It's about 150 miles. But I trailered it up here and unloaded it Thursday morning out front. It just died on me, and luckily got it here. Met some good people up here, and they guy
You
come
always
over
do,
and
right?
worked on the carburetor, and we got it fixed.
Well, that's what's so good about these Ford shows is that everybody's willing to help.
Yeah, they were a bunch of real nice people.
A lot of good
Didn't
people
have any
here.
tools or anything. all day.
Wow. Well, it's all back together now.
Yep.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Yes.
Here's a sticker. We have
Yeah.
a Fat Fender Garage, so you
Okay.
can check out us on
Thank you.
YouTube.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Well, what's your name?
My name's Jack Whitaving.
Perfect. And what? So you're the builder? You have a shop?
I do
Okay.
in Delta, Alabama.
Delta, Alabama. So tell us about your bump side.
This belongs to a friend of mine. It's been in the family for like since 68. His kids grew up standing in the seat between Mama and Pawpaw, and Mama passed away in her early 30s with breast cancer, so it's got a lot of sentimental value. It was a wreck. It should have went across the scrap scales, but with the sentimental value, he wanted to bring it back, and he just brought it to me and said, build it like it's yours.
We know about that.
Yeah,
So is that what that plate is in the middle of the...
It is. It's
Okay.
it's Mama and Pawpaw. They both have passed on, and it's a kind of a dedication to them. And the stereo's actually in the gas tank now,
Oh,
and it's
cool.
all Bluetooth.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so you roll the seat forward, it looks like the gas tank's there, but it's not. It's really got a subwoofer and amplifier and 6x9s and stuff in
Beautiful.
it. Yeah.
Riding in style.
It's got the Crown Vic subframe under it. It's an
Okay.
03 model. The cooling system, we got a triangulated 4-link out of a 98 Explorer.
Beautiful.
On it with 373 gears, coilovers, disc brakes. Got the rack and pinion steering on it. It's a nice truck. I
Yeah,
think it turns
yeah.
out nice.
Definitely. So tell me about Interception. Is that what it says? What
It's
does
an
that
Interceptor.
mean? Okay.
The Interceptors are built for police cars.
Okay.
They got a little more power usually, set up just a little different, you know. They have like oil coolers on them, which the normal car may not have the oil cooler. Have power steering cooler, which the normal car don't have power steering cooler. Stuff like that. So in the transmission shut up to where it would shift a little different, you know, harder.
So how do you come across an engine like that?
I owned a business locally at one time, and a friend of mine owned a salvage yard. And I started researching doing this truck, and on the forums you could see they did the Crown Vic subframes. So I called my buddy and I said, do you have like an 03 to 06 Crown Vic? He said, I bought one this morning at auction. I said, well, don't even take it to your place, just bring it to mine.
There you
So
go.
it saved us some money and gave us some options, you know. So
That's pretty cool. I learned something new. Thank you
yes,
very
ma'am.
much.
Well, thank you.
What is your name?
Brian Wood.
So tell us about your white and blue truck.
Well, it's the year I was born and my favorite color. That's kind of the theme of the truck when we first started building it. Put a 351 stroker motor in it and put us a narrowed rear end, some big racy tires on the back. Trying to make a pro street truck was the theme what we started with. It was me and a buddy of mine back in Bedford, Virginia. We just started cutting and started building, and when we got towards the color part of it, sprayed out a lot of different color samples. Really trying to find something that suited the truck. This is what we came up with. It's a lot of fun. It's got a 408 stroker motor in it, automatic transmission, and it's my favorite toy.
Yeah, beautiful. This looks really close to the Ford white, like the Wimbledon white.
Yes, yep, that was kind of the theme. Actually, we would probably use Wilmington white. We found this pearl white that gave it more of an effect to change its colors in the daylight to the dark.
It goes with the blue well.
Yeah, and I built another one, red and white.
Okay.
And it's not out here now. It's supposed to be out here in September. So I had two twins. I was actually looking at the pictures of them a while ago. So red one had to leave because, like I said, this is my favorite one, the year I was born, and the favorite color. So this will be with me from now on.
Beautiful. Well, tell us about this interior a little bit.
Yeah, we've got a guy back home that he's well known for doing interiors. I told him in the inside of the truck I'd really like to keep it like the outside. I wanted to see chrome, blue and white wherever he could. We got some buddies together and done some machining and just made some of the panels inside ourselves. Gauge cluster holders. The radio compartment area had to be modified and changed.
Right, that center console.
We got our center console with the speakers inside of that, and the headliner is what missed last time. We got somebody to view it 2 years ago. This truck's 19 years old.
Yeah, I just did
And-
the little lookup.
Yeah, and it's only been out here one other time 2 years ago. And my buddy told me, he said when they done the interview on your truck, he said they didn't get your interior as far as the headliner. So he made that sign for me before I left and put it in the truck.
That's exactly where my eyes went.
I didn't know what he'd done, but I knew he kept reminding me, so that was pretty slick.
Well, it's awesome. It's definitely giving Ford.
Yeah. Glad
Love
to be
it.
here. And
There you go. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
My name's Dylan Small.
Okay.
I'm out of Richmond, Virginia, east of Richmond, Virginia.
So tell us about this truck.
So this is my 1977 F-150 step side. Me and my dad did a full restoration on it. My great uncle bought this truck brand new in 77, so it's been in the family since that day. I bought it in 2012.
It's been about a decade.
Yeah, I've had it about a decade. It's my second year coming to this show.
Beautiful.
So
So is this a stock frame?
it is the original frame. It's on a 7.5-inch Deaver lift with Fox shocks all the way around, 38-inch Toyos, and 20 by 12 welds.
Do you do this work yourself?
Yeah, me and my dad did everything ourselves. Painted it in the garage, blow-up paint
Really?
booth. Yep.
It looks
So,
good.
only thing we didn't do was the upholstery work. Got a 400 minute and C6 transmission. So.
That's super cool. We love the family builds. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you so much.
Well, perfect. Well, I'm glad it came out to the show. Here's this. They were from Fender Garage. So.
Okay, cool. I
Yeah,
appreciate
check us
it.
out on YouTube. Yeah, thank you very much. Nice
Y'all
to meet you,
have a good
Dylan.
one. You too.
Well, we actually met earlier. You stopped by our booth and you got a windshield washer reservoir.
Yes.
Is that for this truck?
That's for this truck. Correct.
Okay, amazing. Well, tell us about this truck.
It's a 1978 Ford F-150 Ranger. We call it the pumpkin truck.
Yeah.
I've had it for about 25 years, and it's just been an ongoing project.
There you go. That's a decent amount of time. That means you must love this truck.
Yes, absolutely.
So tell us about your suspension.
It's a 7.5-inch Skyjacker lift, soft ride. It's got centerline wheels, 38-inch tires. It's got factory air conditioning, a lot of other factory Ford accessories and stuff on it.
Fun to drive?
It's a blast to drive, especially since we put air conditioning and stuff in it.
Oh, there you go.
So yes, very nice to drive. Runs very well, very reliable.
Well, I like the interior. It matches your exterior.
Yes, yeah, the seats are out of a 95 F-150. We had them recovered in orange to match the rest of the truck. It works out very well.
Yeah. Do you have any plans on where you're going to put your windshield washer reservoir?
Just where it was originally.
Okay, perfect. Well, it was so nice to meet you again.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, I like those floor mats and the pedal. I'm Carissa. What is your name?
David Copeland.
So tell us about this.
It's a 1959 Ford Lightning replica, I guess.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say, tell us about the lightning part.
It's a 2001 Lightning running gear in it from about the cab up, so frame and everything.
That's awesome. Well, let's look under the hood and you can tell us a little bit about that.
It was a 2001 Ford Lightning. Got all the wiring out of the 2001, the dash pod, the steering wheel. Good, dependable truck.
Yeah.
Been built for about 18 years.
So where did you find this engine?
Come out of a salvage yard.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
And we drive it 4.5 hours to get here. Drove it to Florida.
Wow, amazing.
Pretty fun.
How long have you had this for?
I've had it for about 14 years.
Is that going to stay in the family?
I think so. I don't think I'll sell it.
Did you build it? You did all the work on it?
No, I bought it.
Okay. Well,
It's an interesting Ford truck, though.
Yeah, it is definitely interesting. I was like, what does that mean? Well, that's cool. We love the fridge trucks. Well, thank you very much. We appreciate it. What is your name?
Sherwood Sanders.
Sherwood Sanders?
They call me Woody.
Okay, so that's hence
Yeah.
Woody's Hot Rods?
Yeah.
Okay, so are you a builder?
I did. I didn't paint it, but I did all the other work. Yeah.
Well, this is an amazing panel. Tell us about it.
Okay. It's got a front LTD clip on it. It's got a 351 Windsor motor, and it was upholstered by Timmy Bishop in Radford, Virginia, and it was painted by Ricky Utz in Mount Airy, North Carolina. I had it for several years, but only restored it last few years ago.
Oh, really?
Did all the mechanical and metal work.
So is it lowered a little bit?
It is. It's got a Explorer rear end in it.
Oh, wow.
And disc brakes. Like I said, 351 Windsor motor, board 30, Edelbrock intake, automatic C4 transmission.
That's beautiful. Well, tell us about this interior in the back.
Okay. This is just paneling, and it's got oak plywood floor, and the back seats have a minivan.
Okay.
And it's you can take it out, and the bucket seats are out of a 78 Bronco.
You've got speakers, you've got an audio system,
speakers,
everything?
got AM, CD, it's got tilt steering.
Is it hard on the AC to cool the whole thing, or you have not a problem?
It actually does a good job.
Good,
yeah.
nice. Well, that's amazing. Thank you so much for telling us about your truck.
All right, thank
you.
you.
It looks comfy in there.
All right, yeah.
These are some cool seats.
Danny Rogers,
Danny
from
Rogers?
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Okay, perfect. Well, tell us about, is this a
1937
Seven?
Ford.
Beautiful.
Original drivetrain in it, original flathead motor, original rear end. And we bought it. It had been in storage for many, many years. And
Yeah, I saw in the book.
yeah, and 3 months later, we had this thing done. My brother and I did this work.
That's pretty
So it's
cool.
kind of cool.
That's very cool.
And it runs good. It's an antique vehicle. It's no hot rod. It don't do 60 miles an hour, but it looks nice and it presents itself well. I kind of like it.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Let's head to the interior. I want to see inside there. That's cool. Wow.
Of course, now Henry Ford didn't plan on this Keller combination. Henry Ford, there was.
Yeah, so did you pick that color out?
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
how did you come to that decision?
Well, I like the white. I'm a white type of vehicle, but
Uh-huh.
that accent color, the 09
Yeah.
F-150 had an accent color like that, so I went to duplicate it. It was real expensive paint, so I went to a notch down. It's very similar to that, called parchment gold.
Oh,
And
okay.
it looks like the 09 F-150.
Yeah, 'cause it's like a little mixture of like a gray
And
there's
different of
also-
what kind of light it's hitting. Like
Yeah.
in sunlight, it looks more gold than it does
Uh-huh.
in this cloudy day.
And then you did a wood bed in here?
Yeah, it used to have a flatbed on it, and we bought a remanufactured box bed like that.
Wow, and then the gas fillers back
That's
there?
where it was originally, and that's the original gas tank.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
really
you would think it was
awesome.
really, I mean, it looked bad in the pictures, but because it was tore apart,
Uh-huh.
you know, it had some rot, we replaced that. We're not professionals by no means, but we enjoy doing it.
It looks great.
Well, thank you.
Where do these gauges come from?
The original gauges, other than the speedometer,
really?
it was missing.
Okay.
And we bought it online, but that's the original gauges.
Those are cool gauges. They
It
look
is kind of
beautiful.
different.
Yeah.
Very simple.
I haven't seen them like that.
It's very, very simple. It's not very luxurious. There's no power steering. There's no heat. There's no air conditioner. You know, but it's kind of cool in that way, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's super cool. Thank you for telling us about this. Do you know
That's
your
my
friend?
brother.
Is this
He's
your friend
sitting
here?
right
Oh,
over
okay.
there. He's sitting right over there.
Hi there. Just met your brother. My name's Carissa.
Hi, Chris.
And your
I'm
name's
Bill.
Bill. Nice to meet you. So tell us about this one.
This is a 39 Ford truck with a 38 Ford car front end, powered by a 305 Chevy motor, automatic transmission, the convertible top. The top comes off. You set the top in here on these brackets.
Oh, super nice.
That way you can haul it, and then
There
you
you
close
go.
it and it stays dry.
That's
You
really
don't
awesome.
if it rains, but yeah.
Yeah, that's really awesome. So he said that you bought it. What have you done to it?
I
You
just bought it like it is, that's
Oh,
all.
wow,
Just
it's
cleaned
beautiful.
it up. Yeah, thank you.
So did they give you this when you bought it? That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, this is really cool.
It's all modernized, air conditioning and stuff, you know.
Oh, so you have AC, your brother doesn't?
But we built this together, him and I. We enjoy doing it, you know.
Yeah, of course, you have
We've
to.
been doing stuff our whole life like this, you know.
That's beautiful. Are you going to keep these in the family?
Yeah, probably, unless somebody comes along and wants to buy this.
Well, this is amazing, and thank you for the cool story.
Sure, thank you.
It was nice to meet
Yeah,
you. Here,
same
I'll
here,
give you a
kiddo.
sticker, and you can give this to your brother too. What's your name?
Todd Danbury.
How long have you had this truck?
I've had it a couple years. It was built to be a show truck, then it was street race to the devil and back, and then the motor was blown, and they parked it out in the weeds in a hay field
Wow.
and just left it, and we got it rescued. My sister-in-law named it the Mistress, and then everybody and their brothers got a car named the Mistress, so we call it 5150, and nobody really understands what 5150 stands for.
Yeah, so tell us.
That's a police code for mentally unstable. Because if you go over here to the passenger side, you'll see what we call it. Now, story has it, and that's not my life, but
Yeah, I
somebody
think I
was
can
messing
read that.
around.
Is that CHEATER?
Yes, ma'am.
So you can just make it clear, it wasn't in your lifetime of having this.
No, and I was going to repaint it, and that guy told me, he said, this truck has got such a heritage on it. He said, you can't repaint it, or you're just going to have a pretty truck. He said, that truck there has got a history in Columbus, Ohio, and London, Ohio. So we bought it, and we put in this 476 in it, and I had to do a lot to make it streetable.
Right.
Because street racing is not a streetable car
Right.
by any means.
So what gave you the most trouble? What was like?
The rear end,
Okay.
it had a 488 with a full spool. We went to a 373 with a mini spool. So, I mean, it makes it nice. My girlfriend, she's probably been a godsend because she drives a heavy-duty tow truck. And so it's a good thing she lives with me because for the simple fact that she tows most of my stuff.
That's awesome.
So it's a fun truck. The interior, we did a lot of changes to. Yeah, we got center console, new gear shift, digital gauges, steering wheel. I really don't see much more getting changed, on it. I've got other classic Mustangs at the house to work on.
Planning on keeping it for a while?
If it was a Chevy, I'd have sold it.
Well, that's awesome, and I love the story with it.
Got a GMC.
Tommy. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So tell us about your Explorer.
This is a 78 F100 Explorer. Pretty much like it came from the factory. It's just different colors, different interior, and wheels and tires and things like that. But it's pretty much like it came.
When did you get this truck?
I've had it 5.5 years. My daughter and I bought it down in Daytona at the Turkey Rod.
Oh, okay.
Pretty much restored. I just changed it. You have to make them your own, you know, so I just changed a few things on it. Lowered it down, changed the wheels and tires, done custom interior. And
yeah, let's take a look at that interior. We got the red. I like it.
Custom seat, headliner, console, and the kick panels and all.
It's got that red and white, matches the outside, pretty nice.
Yes.
You got a center console in there too.
Yeah, the guy that done it, I had to do the interior, made the console and all in there too.
Well, I like how it's definitely like looks with the time.
Yes, we enjoy it. We don't drive it a lot. We keep it in. But weather like they got out there now, we don't. It don't come out in weather like that. We try to keep it inside all the time. And
yeah. And where did you guys come from?
Walterboro, South Carolina.
Okay, beautiful. Well, that's amazing. Thank you so much for telling us about your truck. Okay, are you Bill?
Yes, I'm Bill.
Okay, well, nice to meet you. I'm Carissa.
All right,
Let's
great.
go over to your blue truck.
Sure. So you asking the questions? How are we doing this?
Well, okay, I will ask you questions.
Okay, great.
So how did you get this truck?
So I've had this truck since 2010. This is a project that I started tearing apart in 2012. It's been out of the shop 4 days now, so it's a brand new build, yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us about what we've got under the hood.
So what we got here is a Hot Rod 306. Like I said, I started this in 2012, so that was early days Coyote, and I wanted to do something at that time that was kind of maybe what Carroll Shelby would have done back in the 60s. So I did a Hot Rod 306. It's all Clifford Performance internals, and then Holly Sniper upgrade, ignition upgrade, Tremec TKO 5-speed. It's a Crown Vic front with a Lincoln Mark 8 independent rear suspension, double adjustable coilovers. So it rides good, and it's got a lot of torque, pulls good. So.
Okay. So tell us about this paint. Cobra Racing Team, is that what it says?
Yeah. So again, I wanted to do something. There was a service truck that Shelby had in the 60s that was a flatbed truck, and my son had photoshopped this exact font and stuff so that we could put it on this truck. And on that truck also it had a tachometer on the dash, so that's why we got the tach on the dash.
Oh, cool.
It had a Cobra shift knob, that's why we have a Cobra shift knob. And then also the badges that are on it, they also had those badges on that truck in the 60s. So I tried to do something that really never existed, but try to make it to kind of that period correct of a late 60s shop truck, at least my interpretation of it.
Yeah, that's super cool. I love it. So what gave you this whole idea?
Just kind of thinking outside the box, you know. Shop trucks are cool, but they're typically they've seen better days. So before we went and did the airbrushed patina and the satin, this thing was laser straight. So when I saw it shiny, I thought maybe I was making a mistake in going like this, but I had a vision because I wanted it to look like it was a survivor of something from the 60s that had been put up and not necessarily abused, but just the weather and the elements got the better of it. So, but as you can see, then I have a 71 to 73 Mustang gas cap here that's off to the side instead of going through the bed. So that's something a little different, but it's again something that my impression that Shelby would have done back in the day, right? So.
I love that. I love the steering wheel, the wheel. It all comes together really nicely.
Oh yeah. So you know the Lincoln Mark 8 has a smaller bolt pattern, so we did a 03 Cobra hub conversion and axles and a big brake conversion. So big brake as far as what was on there originally. There are bigger, but
right.
You know, we can keep on doing things and adding and going bigger and bigger, but sometimes you just have to say, okay, this is reasonable for this build, so let's go ahead and keep it like that.
We know how that goes. People ask us all the time, like, when's the truck going to be built? And all the owners are like, are they ever done?
Yeah, well, you know what? I have a 67 Fastback that's next that I'm putting a supercharged Coyote in, so this truck is done. Because, you know, I do all the work myself with the exception of the paint.
Right.
So, you know, my skill set just constantly improves, my imagination improves, and all that is so that the fastback is going to be a really nice build. So
Well,
I
that's
did
super awesome.
airbrush the bumpers myself. Went through an airbrush clinic in Los Angeles
Oh, cool.
several years ago.
They go with it perfectly.
Yeah, got my quick 6 tag on here. I wanted to keep a central theme. So everything matches on the outside, but on the inside, I tried to make everything really nice and glossy and shiny and comfortable. So
Yeah. Well, it's beautiful. I love the vision. I love how everything matches together. It's a beautiful truck.
well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Of course.
My name is Brad.
Brad. Okay, well, tell us about this. Is it a 55?
It is 55.
Sharky?
It's Sharky, and that's because of what's under the hood.
Okay.
Did you see what's under the hood?
Let's go see. Let's see what's under your tilt hood. Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't see it coming this way, but you see it coming this way.
It's a 460, and it's bored and stroked to 514.
I love all the chrome in there. It looks beautiful. And I like how the lines are blue, too. Looks nice.
Yep, and it has a stainless steel panel on the cow to cover all the niceties underneath there. That makes it trims up the engine compartment a little bit.
Yeah. So how long have you had this 55 for?
We've had this truck now 4 years.
Okay. And you added the shark and stuff?
No.
Oh, so it came like that?
Yes.
Okay.
This truck was built in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and that's an artist that is from that area that did it.
Wow.
The person that had this truck built two, and the other one is red, and it has a lizard under the hood.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's got the flames, too.
Yep.
A lot of personality.
And the interior, one of the real highlights on that is the gauge pods that are molded into the dash.
And that came like that as well?
Mm-hmm.
We've got a center console in there. So are you planning on keeping this for a while?
Yes, we are.
You take it to a lot of shows?
Maybe 3 a year.
That's
So
considered
it's
a lot.
enough.
Yeah, that's considered
Especially
a lot.
when we're from Pennsylvania, so it's a little haul down here, but it's doable.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you so much for telling us about your
Well,
truck.
Thank you.
All right, so tell us about this beautiful red truck.
Well, I've had this cab for about 30 years and started building this truck about 10 years ago.
Okay.
And I worked on it myself. I did all the welding and body work. I did the frame is completely boxed that I did. I took the fenders and cut them and narrowed these in like this so it fits better around the wheel.
Yeah.
And the front fender, I took it and I stretched it 2 inches this way so that it closes in the gap between the tire and you don't see the cab corner.
Right, we know how that
I
goes.
rounded the doors here. It has a 71 429 Thunderbolt engine in it. Has a 78 4-core radiator out of a 78 F250. Has a 93 gram marquee front end in it.
Wow.
And rear end in it is 4-wheel disc brakes. It's a complete roller engine. I did all of the work myself.
Wow.
I did all the welding, the stuff. I did not paint it.
It's a beautiful paint.
But I did everything else. That's pretty much it.
Well, that's amazing. How long have you been doing fabricating for?
Well, I picked this up as a hobby. I retired and I worked on the welding part of it for 6 years. I went out every day after I retired, 8 hours a day, worked on it.
That's awesome.
And did all the sheet metal and the body work. And the frame is completely powder coated. So yeah, but the paint was done by Freeman's Hot Rod Shop out of Chesterfield, South Carolina. They did great work.
Yeah, well, you did too. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
Perfect. And what was your name?
Larry Womack.
Larry Womack. And you said, where were you from again?
Nashville, North Carolina.
Nashville, North Carolina. Okay, cool. Well, thank you so much for telling us about your truck.
Thank you.
Okay, we've got a 2016 Coyote engine with a 6R80 transmission. Yeah, so we specialize in Coyote swaps, so we found Coyote. We're happy to find you. So tell us your name.
Cecil Renfro.
Let's go over to the front end so we can see. Awesome. So we've got a Gen 2 Coyote?
Yeah, Gen 2. Yeah, come out of a 2016 Mustang GT. So
And
it's got the 6R80 behind it. So,
Perfect.
yeah.
Sweet. And you're on a Crown Vic front end?
Yep, Crown Vic. 2005 Crown Vic.
Awesome.
And it's Ride Tech Air Ride. Did a 2013 Mustang rear end and 4-linked it. So 8.8.
You guys like driving it around?
Yeah. Mostly in town, we don't really get out on highway and stuff. But yeah, it's nice. And ride's good. It's fast.
And this is what it looked like when you
That's
first
what
got it?
Yep.
So how long have you had it for?
It's been in the family since around 1970. So my dad grew up in the truck, so a lot of memories.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it sat out in the field, I think, for around 20 years before you decide to pull it out and restore
Wow.
it. So yeah.
You guys planning on keeping it in the family?
Oh yeah, it's not going anywhere.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's super cool. Well, thank you
right.
so much for
Yes,
telling us about
appreciate
your.
it. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Alrighty.
Thank you. So we actually interviewed the owners of this truck last year on our last video. We kind of did a similar thing. We did a walk around. I think it's called 10 Trucks from the Tennessee Show. So if you want to check that video out, we'll put it down below, or there'll be a button somewhere, and you can get a little bit of story about this one. But it's a beautiful truck. I think it was her dad's. Now it's hers. Thank you. This thing is awesome. It's got a Windsor, Elderbrock aluminum heads, Elderbrock intake, Poly Terminator EFI. Yeah, all of those, like the front runner kit and all those accessories that are all polished, it looks so amazing, especially in there with the black. This was, his son was talking about how his father's inside, and he said to go to the end and that he had fat fender door panels, I believe. So we want to take a look at those. But according to their sign, this is a 77 Ford F-150. It's a 4x4. Wow, this is cool. It's got a Holley Sniper EFI, Elderbrock intake. It's a Ford 400. Ford C6 automatic suspension. So yeah, if you want to get door panels like these, you can head over to our website. You can send us your leather. If you want to send us a hide, we can match it to the rest of your interior. Or you can pick out one of the interiors that we have. Or if you don't have a full hide, you can send us a little piece and we'll color match it the best that we can for you. You can do vinyl, you can do leather. Kind of up to you. We're actually going to start doing full packages for interior, so it'll be headliner, sun visors, dash pad, seats, speaker panels. The only thing you'd have left is carpet. Thank you guys so much for watching. We tried to get as many trucks as we could. There's a lot of you guys, and we really appreciate it. Everybody has an amazing story, and we just really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for the kind words. Lots of you said really nice things about our videos and our channel, and we're going to get back to trying to get more out. Yeah, and then another thing, we have Charlie and Jason. We have another video that will be Charlie and Jason talking about our beautiful 67 twin turbo, that this is the first time that we've actually brought it out. So yeah, there's going to be a walk around with them, so make sure to check that out in the channel. We'll link that somewhere. But anyway, you guys, thank you so much again. This show is awesome. It's one of our favorites. Definitely our furthest one out, but definitely so worth it. Thank you to Joe Carpenter for putting this on, all the amazing vendors that are really nice. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Like, follow, subscribe, do all that stuff, and we'll see you soon.